The bloody executioners of Vietnam. Where is the line between a hero and an executioner in war? Sometimes even the most elite troops can lose their human form and turn into horrific monsters. 1967. The Vietnam War. Within the U.S. Army's 101st Airborne Division, a special unit called Tiger Force was formed. Their mission was to conduct fast and deadly operations behind enemy lines. But by May of that year, this unit began writing one of the darkest chapters in history. It all started with the commander's demand to increase the enemy body count. One colonel ordered the troops to reach a specific number of kills to match the unit's name. This order acted on the soldiers as if giving them a license to kill anyone they saw. For 7 months, they destroyed villages and conducted a literal hunt for unarmed civilians. In the rice fields, soldiers cold-bloodedly shot elderly people and women who were on their knees begging for their lives. They threw grenades into underground bunkers where families were hiding, turning these shelters into mass graves. The brutality reached such a point that some soldiers began cutting off the ears of the dead, stringing them into necklaces, and wearing them around their necks as trophies. 2 friends from Arizona, Sammy Ibarra and Ken Green, became symbols of this horror. After Green was killed in battle, Ibarra went completely over the edge and made a habit of mutilating bodies. Most shockingly, instead of being punished, Ibarra was actually congratulated in a military newspaper for achieving the unit's 1,000th kill. However, not everyone wanted to be an accomplice to this savagery. A soldier named Gerald Bruner actually pointed his rifle at a fellow soldier to stop the killing of an innocent person. But the commanders viewed him as a problem rather than a hero. Those who tried to report the crimes were threatened with death. Even medical staff knew what was happening but were too afraid to investigate. Years later, from 1971 to 1975, the U.S. Army conducted a secret investigation. Sworn statements from the soldiers themselves proved the routine execution of 2 blind brothers and dozens of civilians. However, because the war was ending in 1975 and a massive scandal was feared, all documents were buried in the archives. No one was punished. The truth only came to light decades later after journalists uncovered mass graves in Vietnam and found surviving witnesses. Tiger Force is a horrific lesson that must never be forgotten. Al-Hamdaniya, the staged victory. The Hook, April 26, 2006. Al-Hamdaniya, Iraq. A squad of U.S. Marines is hunting an insurgent leader. He's gone. They are frustrated and hungry for a kill. So they decide to create a terrorist, the victim. They chose Hashim Ibrahim Awad. He was a 52-year-old grandfather who walked with a metal rod in his leg and could barely see. While he slept, the squad dragged him from his home, away from his family and into the dark. The execution. But they didn't just want a body, they wanted a story. To build their movie set, they stole a shovel and an AK-47 from a neighbor. They forced the disabled man to a roadside hole, bound his hands, and executed him. To complete the lie, they fired the stolen rifle into the air to mimic a firefight and scattered shell casings around his corpse. The lie, the squad filed a report. We spotted a terrorist planting a bomb. We engaged in battle, threat neutralized. For a few hours, they were heroes. The collapse. The lie was shallow. When Hashim's family found him, his face was unrecognizable from a brutal beating. The village knew the truth. Hashim wasn't a bomber. He was a cripple who could barely walk, let alone dig a hole in the dead of night. Under investigation, the soldiers' stories crumbled. The justice. The aftermath was a legal maze. Squad leader Sergeant Lawrence Hutchins was sentenced to 15 years, but the conviction was overturned and retried multiple times over legal technicalities. Closing words. Support the truth. If you believe stories like Hashim's deserve to be told, please like this video and subscribe. Join the conversation. Was the military justice system fair in this case? Leave your thoughts in the comments. Improvement. Let us know what you want to see next. We value your feedback to make every video better. Thank you for watching.